Hey everybody, it's me, Angel Benton, and it is time for another edition of my Sudsy recaps. And today we're talking all about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Did you see this past episode? This past week, did you see it? Girl. Girl. Wow. Okay, so lots of stuff happened. Is that something? What's written on my lip? Lots of stuff happened, but the main thing was the confrontation that went down between Kandi and Porsha. Now, this has been building up all season. Kandi's been feeling a certain kind of way about Porsha, and Porsha has been saying some stuff about Kandi. And that kind of all came to a head last week when Marlo asked, flat out asked, "Are you a lesbian?" to Kandi. And she was like, "What? Who's been saying that?" And Portia's like, "Yeah, who's been saying that?" And she was like, "Really, Porsha?" So she called out Porsha. And actually, Sheree called out Porsha. You know what? And here's the thing. And I said this last week. The good thing about Sheree is that she's not fake. She certainly isn't fake at all. Right? Because um, she likes to bring out a lot of issues out into the open that normally wouldn't be, right? So next thing you know, there's a huge deal going on now between Kandi and Porsha. Kandi ended up leaving the trip early because she didn't want to spend any time with Porsha. She couldn't stand to look at her. And finally, so here's what happens. We have a scene with Kandi and Todd and Carmen and Don Juan. They're at the candy factory, right? Someone else is there too. And Kandi tells this story about how Porsha said that she wanted to eat her pussy until she came. And Todd was like, "You don't say that unless you know what you're doing, right?" And Kandi's like, "When she drinks, she becomes an aggressive lesbian." Now, here's something that Kandi didn't say that makes me wonder, right? People had all those fruity rumors about her husband, Cordell, back when she was married to Cordell. So, was that the reason why she married Cordell? Because she is... I mean, that's something I would have asked her. I'd have been like, "Is that why you were okay bearding for your husband?" Right? That's just what I would have asked. I don't know. I'm not saying that Cordell is fruity, but I would want to know that of Porsha, right? Well, so she's like, I've held on to this secret for a long time, but if she's going to try to call me out, she's like, "I have not ever denied the fact that I have dipped in the lady pond. Big deal, right? I'm not the type that does shit and then acts like I didn't do anything." Porsha. So Porsha then has this scene where she has this lunch with Kandi. Child, I swear I did not need anything to drink that night because they were just serving all kinds of Lipton tea. Woo! It was, I mean, like, they literally just started going after each other, and then one by one, they were just saying more outrageous things. And it got to a point where I realized that either one of them can be making stuff up and lying on camera because it's going to make for good television, but it's also going to trash the other person's reputation, whether it's true or not. So, I have my own personal opinion about who I believe, but, the whole situation is just, I mean, it was great television, though. I'm not going to lie. Watching Kandi and Porsha go at it, and, Porsha said that Kandi had some 7-year lesbian relationship. Kandi said that Porsha was I mean, like, here's the one thing that does not sit well with me, though. It does kind of sadden me that the main insult or is that they could possibly be gay or bisexual. Okay, that's not an insult. Like, I'm sorry, that's not insulting, right? So let's say Kandi was a lesbian, right? If she's had him in a marriage with Todd, and Todd knows that she's a lesbian, who is it hurting that she's a lesbian? If she is one, right? Same thing with Porsha. If Portia's a lesbian and it's not hurting nobody, you know. Now, Candy's going to say that her issue isn't that she's a lesbian, it's that she is acting like it's a bad thing when she's just as guilty of being one herself. And you gotta kind of give Kandi credit for that, because that's true. But I'm telling you, they did not mess around. They just went at each other. It was crazy. I was like, oh, ooh, ooh. I mean, like, at the end of it, I was laughing because I was like, I cannot believe these two bitches just went at each other like that. That is crazy. Crazy. In other news, but that was the bulk of the episode, was talking about Kandi and Porsha. But also, we found out that Phaedra, her divorce is finalized. So she is no longer Mrs. Apollo Nida. She is back to being just plain Miss Phaedra Parks. And, on one hand, she was sad, but because she's right. She's like, no one goes into a marriage expecting a divorce. You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of that one time that Britney Spears married that guy from Louisiana, Jason Alexander, and they were only married for like 2 days. I mean, that makes me wonder, because she didn't marry him thinking she was gonna get divorced, right? Especially 2 days later. Really? I always felt kind of bad for him. I felt like he kind of got the raw end of that deal, but that's just me. Okay, anyways, I'm sorry. That was a total random tangent where I just decided to talk about Britney Spears. But as you will soon learn, that happens with me all the time because I love Britney Spears. Anyways, so we saw that happen with Phaedra, and then Kandi and Porsha were having their issues. Sheree was... at the beginning of the episode, we saw Sheree, but for the most part, Sheree, after that, she was kind of, not... She wasn't present on that episode, but I see in the future she plays a bigger part because, like, her son... Well, actually, so what happened was... So Cynthia got this fashion gig, and she called Sheree and offered to put her son in the fashion show, but she wasn't going to pay him because she basically wanted to teach Sheree a lesson. She's like, if you're going to be a momager, you got to understand that a lot of these gigs you're going to do at first are going to be for free. So as of now, Sheree, even though she's made some comments to the camera like, really, you're not going to pay a bitch anything, but at the same time, she still took the job. So I'm very happy for her. I'm looking forward to seeing her momager career. Maybe she's got some other kids she can also be the momager for. Maybe she's the Black Kris Jenner. We'll find out, won't we? That'll be exciting. So that was Cynthia and Sheree. And that's pretty much all that happened. The whole episode was really focused all around the issues between Kandi and Porsha. So... Oh, and Kenya didn't really... Kenya's hilarious. Because Kenya was just saying the exact same thing that we were. She was like, ooh. She was enjoying the drama as well. I'm not going to lie. So, but she didn't really have any drama. So it's time for Kenya. This week she kind of took a little backseat a little bit. And that's fine. They all do at times. You don't have to be front burner every single fucking week. Anyways, thank you so much for logging on today. I do appreciate it. You can follow me on Twitter at Angel Benton and hashtag RHOA or Real Housewife Shit to talk the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Or you can hashtag RHOBH to talk about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Have a wonderful night, everyone. Peace out and wubba wubba wubba.